Okay, so we'll start now. Okay, so my screen is visual. We'll start with
Yes,
EC2.
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so create a diagram blank. Okay, so before starting, I have something to ask. Okay, so do you know the architecture of EC2? Like, what is EC2 and what is the architecture?
Yeah, what is EC2? I know that. Architecture wise,
Means
also like
okay,
that
yes.
architecture, maybe I'm not very much clear, but I know what is
Like,
EC2.
what is EC2? Just tell me that.
EC2 is a, you can say, a service or server which will provide you to like consume whatever AWS services we have. That access we will get by EC2 only.
Okay, this is something okay, but yeah, but this is I think it won't be very clear for everyone. Like, what is EC2? Now we'll see. Okay,
Hmm.
so first I am going to explain you the architecture of EC2, because if this is clear for you, then you will be able to understand all the other things. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to understand. Okay, so let's say that here we have some hardware. Okay, and on the top of that, just for understanding, okay, I'm drawing this here. Let's say we have uh, RAM, okay, multiple RAMs, and then here we have multiple CPUs, okay, or you can just write like a CPU here. Okay, on the top of this, uh, we have here a hypervisor. Okay, hypervisor. Okay, and on the top of this, okay, so whenever we create a EC2 instance, what exactly we do is we create an instance on the top of this infrastructure. Okay, so what is your EC2 instance? EC2 instance is a server which is running on the top of this. Let's say that uh, which diagram I can choose. Okay, let's say I'm just, for example, I'm taking this and making it small. I'm creating a EC2 instance, EC2 instance 1. Okay, so this is my first instance. Okay, and like that, what I did, I don't need this arrow. Okay, I created another instance and the name is EC2 instance 2. Like that, I created, let's say, 10 instances. Okay, got it. So this is a EC2 instance, and this EC2 instance can be a Unix machine. Okay, and it can be a Linux machine, or let's say I'm choosing another one. This can be a Windows machine. Okay, so whenever you talk about EC2, you think that you are creating this you are creating, or you are creating this, you are creating this, or maybe some other operating system, but this is what you are doing. So now is it clear what is EC2?
So Roshan, in whenever you are creating the EC1, EC2 up to, like, you are creating the server on different machine, right?
No. See, not different machine. It can be on different machine. It can be on same machine, because it is possible that on the same machine you can have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 instances of EC2 running. Okay, or maybe in different scenario it is possible that in one server, in one set of infrastructure there is only one machine running. Both possible. So listen this very carefully, because if you understand this, I am going to add more details to it. Okay, if you understand this, EC2 will be very clear and you will be able to solve all problems which are going to come to your exam. Okay, so it's clear.
Sorry to interrupt. Like, recording is started, right?
Yeah, recording is working. Yeah. So it's
Okay.
clear for you, right, Devendra, Abhishek, Monica, everyone?
Yeah. So what I understand is EC2 is a virtual machine. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. And we can select any OS whichever we want.
Whatever is available, we can select that. Okay. So yeah, that's true. So this is the one. But now you can notice one thing. In generally when we create a virtual machine, what happens is, with this hypervisor there will be a operating system also. That is called a host operating system, right? But here you are not seeing that host operating system. So see, Amazon notes, it's in Amazon notes, it's not very clearly mentioned whether you will be having a host operating system or not. But based on the cloud infrastructure, it is possible that without having a host operating system also, just with this infrastructure you create on the top of that operating system, and hypervisor will take care of allocating the resources to these instances. So hypervisor is creating a key role here. Like hypervisor will find out how much RAM you want to allocate to this, how much CPUs, what is the hardware and everything. So this hypervisor is creating a key role. But in some document I saw that EC2 is using a customized version of operating system, and the name of operating system is, 1 minute I will tell you, I have make a note of it. So just a minute. So AWS XGen hypervisor, the name of hypervisor is this one, I will write it here, XGen. Okay, so we see the hypervisor is there. I'm telling you one name, maybe a different name is also possible, that is not going to come to your exam, but just for example. Okay, and their own source, and the host operating system EC2 works is customized version of and the host operating system, in case if we have host operating system also, because these are guest operating system, the instances which we are creating. But in certain cases, let's say if we have the host operating system, then the host operating system will be Red Hat Enterprise Linux customized version. Okay, they have customized something. So what I'm trying to say is, this is the infrastructure. On the top of that we are going to create the instances, and these instances are called EC2 instances, and this is how much resources we want to allocate to this instance, that is going to get done by this help of this hypervisor. Okay, fine. And most important thing is, now the question will come, what about the storage? Because see, here you have RAM, you have CPU, but there is no permanent storage, right? So for permanent storage there is a concept that we will use most of the time. It's called EBS. Elastic block storage. Okay.
For huge volume of data we will use, right?
No. Most of the time EBS will be used, not for huge volume, for all the cases. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So what will happen is, EBS is a network storage. Okay. So network storage means you have this physical host here. Okay. And if you need to store something, it will be stored on this EBS. Okay, EBS is means elastic block storage. So I will explain everything. What do you mean by block? And it's a network storage, means this block of storage can be attached or detached from this host as required. Okay, and let's say that I attach this, let's say that right now this EBS block is storing the data. Later I want to remove it and I want to put a different EBS, I can do that. Okay, I will
Means
copy.
loose coupling will be there, and
Yeah.
elastic means how, according to requirement we will keep, or we can if we don't want, we can remove that.
So remove it. So this is like the storage. Okay, there are other storage also which are on the same host. Okay, that is called, just make a note if you are noting down, that is called instance storage. Okay, the other storage which is on the same host, which is not a network host, is called instance storage. Okay, so the problem with instance storage is once the host is down, the data will be lost. But here, since it's a network attached storage, even if the host is down or some issues on the host, your storage is safe. So most of the time, real time, we will see we are using EBS only, not the instance storage. There may be some cases for instance storage also. You can make a note, and if you find some reference, share with all of us. So this is instance storage, which are stored, the storage which are on the host, which are on the network. It's called EBS storage. Okay, and it will be connected through a network. So this is called EBS. Now one thing you all have to understand is this.
So, Roshan, instance storage is nothing but in memory.
No, not in memory, on the same physical host.
Okay.
Okay, clear for everyone?
So, Roshan, host is nothing but physical, means your hardware, hypertext and RAM, right?
Hypervisor. See, this, you think like this first thing, second thing, these three layers, you think like your laptop.
Yes.
Okay, got it clear now, right? You can relate this with your laptop, and your storage is on the network, means you, in your laptop you are not storing the data, you have connected some external hard disk and then you are storing, think like that. Okay,
Yes.
so clear for everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, because see, this is a very important thing. Even if you are studying it somewhere, I don't think you will find it. Okay, so make a note of it. Okay, so that is the thing. Second thing is the storage. Okay, so the storage is of three type. Okay, the first one is let me open a notepad, word document. It's loading, 1 minute. So the storage is of three type. Okay, the first one is EBS that we saw just now. It's elastic block storage. The second one is EFS, elastic file system, and
File system.
yeah, and the third one is S3. Okay, simple storage SS system, something like system probably. Okay, simple storage system. Okay, so these are the three storage that we will use mostly in our EC2 or in our AWS. Okay, so now we need to understand these two, like this is a block storage. This is also a block storage, and this is a object storage. Okay, so now we need to understand what is the difference between these three types of storage. Okay, So see, whenever we in our personal machine, generally in Windows, what happen is the storage type will be of block only. Okay, let's say that we want to store a file. Okay, so what will happen is we will store the file into blocks. Okay, blocks means the storage will be like a block. Let's say that I'm not able to draw diagram. Let me try if I can draw a table, insert somewhere, insert.
And in this type of question will come practitioner में मैंने ऐसा question देखा है.
हाँ तो अच्छा है, आएगा तभी तो मैं क्लियर बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट पहले क्लियर कर रहा हूँ ना बिफोर स्टार्टिंग दैट. ओके हाँ. So what I'm telling, let's say these are this, take this as a storage. Okay, don't think like it's a table. Take this as a storage of your Windows machine. Okay, and what will happen, I have to save a file, and file name is let's say report dot excel file. Okay, something like that. I don't know, extension is right, xls, right, or something, maybe, I don't know, don't remember. So what I'm saying is, let's say the size is 100 MB. Okay, the file size is 100 MB. So what will happen, let's say 4 so it will be divided equally among the all the blocks. Okay, and if you are adding something new to it, let's say you are adding another 5 MB, so a new block will be assigned, and on that block that 5 MB will be stored. Okay, so this type of storage is called block storage. Okay, clear? So generally whenever we do database storage or file system storage, so that all will go to the block storage. Okay, that all will be on the top of block storage only. Okay, because whenever you are doing a partitioning of your Windows machine, right, sometime you will see that it's asking for the block size. Okay, you can configure that, what will be the storage block and size, all these things. Okay, so this block storage is clear. You got some idea what is block storage?
हाँ.
Okay, for everyone clear? Okay, not clear, then let me know if not clear. क्लियर है आप लोग के लिए, सब लोग के लिए क्लियर है?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So this is our block storage. Okay, now what happen is the simple storage system S3. So what happened for S3 is, S3 is not a block storage, it's a object storage. So what happened is that whenever you are storing an object, you are storing a data, you are not storing as a block, you are storing the overall data as one object, and if you want to modify something, you have to modify the complete object. Okay.
Rosen.
Huh.
So what is the difference between EBS and EFS?
EBS is like, you can relate it with your hard disk storage, and EFS is for file system storage.
Okay.
Okay, but both are storing data in the block size only, block storage, but this S3 is a object storage. Okay, we'll see in more details, but for now I'm just trying to make the concept clear. So whenever we store data in S3, we store in as a object means if you are adding something, you want to refresh the whole object, and then you need to restore. So what happen is, when we use S3, we use it for write once, read multiple time. ठीक है, जहाँ पर रीड ऑपरेशन ज़्यादा होगा वहाँ पे हम लोग ये यूज करते हैं S3 को. बट when you need read write both, you have to go with either EBS or EFS. Okay, depends on your requirement. Okay, so this is the basic about the EBS and the uh, EC2. Okay, so clear for everyone. Now we will see the demo. Okay, so what happened is, in EC2, in AWS, okay, the role IAM role, we assign role to a resource. Okay, because see, if this EC2 wants to access IAM, okay, want to see how many roles we have created, how many users we have created. If you want to run the command from this machine, okay, to access your IAM, let's say IAM is here, let's say this is IAM, just for example, this is a IAM service, okay, which we discussed last time, and you are running this EC2 instance. So from here you want to run this, use this service, and you want to fetch the detail of how many users are running. Okay, so for that purpose, what you need to do is you need to attach a role to this. Okay, attach a role to this EC2 instance, this only this EC2 instance, and let's say this is a role. Okay, I don't have the proper image, so let's say you are assigning a role. Okay, this role is the name of this role is EC2 reader. Okay, EC2 read, like anything you can read from EC2 using this role. So if this role is assigned to this Unix machine, from this Unix machine you can connect and you can fetch the details of the IAM, like you can read the details of IAM, like how many users are there, like that, simple example. Okay, so this is one example of role. Last time we discussed, we told that we will cover the role in the next class. So this is how a role will be used. Role will not be attached to a user, role will be attached to a resources, and in this case we were attaching this role to a Unix machine, so that this Unix machine can fetch the, run the query and get some details from this about this IAM service. In the same way, this can fetch.
So role and tag both are same?
No. Tag is, let's say, you can relate it for the environment specific things.
Okay.
Okay. Tag.
Because in tag also we are assigning that you that IAM user having, okay, that is for IAM user basically, the role will be developed.
No. Tag you can assign to other resources also. Tag you can assign to other resources also, but tag is completely different thing. It's just like your tagging. Okay. See, how to tell tag. Okay, tag is just like you relate it with the use case of environment. Okay, you want to tell, okay, this resource is for dev environment, this resource is production environment, like you can use that tag in that case. But this role is what you can do from this Unix instance, that role can tell you. Okay, from this Unix instance, if it's if you don't have access to connect to Lambda or connect to some service, you can't connect it. If you have access, if you have role only to connect to IAM, you will be able to connect to only to IAM.
So one instance can have multiple roles?
Yes.
Okay.
So clear how to use role for everyone?
Okay, so role is kind of like a permissions given to that EC2 instance.
So role is correct. So what we saw last time, that policy is a file which we attach to a role. So role, see how we create a role, I will show you today. So we have a JSON file that is called a policy file. In that policy file, permission will be given, right? So that permission we will attach to a role, we will add to a role, so that role will now have the read permission from IAM.
Okay, and then that role we will assign to EC2.
EC2. Okay, so the concept is clear for everyone. Okay, now I'm going to the next diagram, because whatever we are going to show in the demo, I'm just drawing it now, so that first you can understand the concepts, and after that we can start. The second most important topic that you need to understand is, you will see a term called VPCU, like that. 1 minute. You will see this vCPU. Okay, so what is this vCPU? Any idea? When you work on EC2, right, you will not see CPU as far as I remember.
Virtual CPU.
Sorry?
Virtual CPU.
Virtual CPU, but there is a difference between like, okay, I will tell you what happened. Let's say I have a CPU, okay, and where to draw the diagram? Chart smart. Let's say that this is a CPU, okay. In this CPU, what happened that I have 4 cores. It's a 4-core CPU. Okay. So what I will do, I want to draw a line between this. Okay. Fine. Let me go to this page here. Let me take this. Okay. Now making it small. I'm trying to explain you vCPU. Okay. See here. This is one big rectangle, right? So in this big rectangle, let's say I have 4 cores. This is one CPU, okay. This is one CPU with 4 cores, okay. So 4 cores means what we call that? We call it quad core, right? So it's a quad core CPU, okay. And so what will happen, let's say this first block you can see here, this first block is a first core, this second block is a second core, this third block is a third core, and this fourth block is a fourth core, okay. Now it's possible that in the first core there are 2 virtual CPU, in the second core there are 2 virtual CPU, so overall in this one CPU there will be 8 virtual CPUs. Got it?
Yeah.
No, I didn't understand that. How
Okay,
you divided
so
this?
okay, so who understand? Like Devendra, you understand? Can you please explain?
Yeah, so there are 4 physical cores in that processor, and then each physical CPU core have 2 logical, or we can say virtual cores programmatically. So total it becomes octa-core.
Okay.
So got it now? See, this is one CPU overall, right? And this is one core, this is one core, this is one core, this is one core.
Okay.
Each
Okay.
core, let's say, is having 2 virtual CPUs. Okay, so out of this, one virtual CPU is assigned to you. That is in my one vCPU.
Okay.
And
So
how?
total 8 vCPU is there.
Just for example, I am telling 8, but real time it can differ. Okay, just for example, but I explained you what is vCPU. Okay.
Okay. And in this diagram, where this vCPU will
inside the CPU, let's say this is the CPU, then inside this there will be vCPU.
Okay.
Okay. And this vCPU, how many vCPU are going to get created? All these things will be taken care by this hypervisor.
Okay.
Okay. Fine. We'll not go more in depth. Okay, because this is a hardware thing. But yeah, just for understanding. So we have our all concepts clear now. We'll move to a demo. Okay. Any question till here?
No.
No.
Okay. So you have downloaded CLI on your machine?
No, I didn't do that.
Okay, no problem. I'll show you. What I'm going to show now, how to create EC2 instance. That is the first task. So just simple, you can search here EC2 and you can see virtual server in the cloud. So we already explained that concepts. Okay. and then here EC2. So right now nothing is running, no volume, nothing. So one more thing I want to explain, okay, but that is needed. Okay, after that we'll go to this. That is called security group. So what happen is in our system, generally what happen is in our Windows machine, if you will see, there will be an internal firewall on your Windows machine. Okay, that what traffic can, anyone wants to join? 1 minute. Jay Kumar is joining. Okay. So what I'm telling is now we are discussing about the firewall. Okay, firewall thing, and then we'll go to EC2 because firewall also we are going to see in our demo. So it's important to understand it before using it. Okay. Huh. Where is that diagram? Huh. So what happened is in our machine, generally in our system will have a firewall like this. I will explain now. Create new diagram, blank, create firewall. So let's say that this is your machine. Okay, this is your computer. So is, let's say, your Windows machine. Okay, so in this Windows machine what will happen is outside of this Windows machine, inside of this Windows machine there will be one layer of firewall. Okay, so what traffic can go out and what traffic can uh, should not go out. Okay, so if you have Windows machine, you will go to control panel and you will check, there will be a firewall. Okay, so which ports are allowed, because those who knows about the IIS server, the Windows iOS server, .NET server, so it's running by default on 8080, right? So what happen is by default the firewall is allowing 8080 to traffic to go out. Okay, but in some cases it's possible that it will not allow that traffic to go out. So what I'm trying to tell, in Windows machine there is one firewall. Okay, after that when you are creating a Windows machine or any machine in general, there should be a firewall. Second one is your security group. Security group is a firewall which is set up above your EC2, okay, to allow traffic interacting with your machine. In simple sentence, this is called security group. So what it will do, it will allow or disallow the outside traffic coming to or going from your EC2. So if we have, let's say that a traffic is coming from IP address, let's say 50.40.20.30. Okay, if a traffic is coming from here, it wants to hit that EC2. If in my security group, if I'm adding this IP address as a allow, then only it will be able to hit it, otherwise it won't be able to hit it. So what I need to add, I need to add the IP address as a allow list, and also which protocol is allowed, like let's say HTTP protocol is allowed with port number 80, so that I need to add. Or let's say HTTPS port is allowed on port number 443, so that we need to add in the security group. And anything which is going out also should be allowed in the security group, then only it will go out. Clear?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
this is called security group. We will create a security group now, and after security group there are chances of having one more layer of security that we'll see later, not today, and that is called ACL, access control list. Okay, so see here there are three layers in your machine, EC2 machine. One layer of security, secondary your security group, third one is ACL. but generally we will set it only once it's needed. Okay, depends on requirement, but now we are not going to see ACL. We'll see that in let's say next week or tomorrow. So this security group you understood, right? The firewall thing. So any traffic
एजुकेशन दे रही है.
sorry,
सैटरडे मॉर्निंग करना है, संडे तक रखना है, मंडे से फिर सही हो जाना है. वीकेंड प्लान.
sorry Monica, you're talking to us.
Sorry, I was not in. Okay.
Okay, so this is fine. Now we are moving to the demo. All good till here?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
and
this security group will be useful in like kind of microservices or to EC2 talking
everywhere,
to each
any
other.
EC2 you are creating, security group is must. Okay, and the second thing that you should know, whatever we are creating EC2, it will be inside a network that is called VPC. Like, see, everything is inside this. You are not able to see, right? So let's say this is a VPC. Okay, virtual private cloud. Everything whatever you are creating, it should belong to a VPC. Okay, like VPC will be at the like a network for your personal company. Let's say you are working in company X. For X there should be a VPC. Okay, it can have multiple VPC, but you should have your one VPC, and we will also see how to create a VPC. Okay, inside the VPC your EC2 will get created there, only your security group will be there, everything will be inside the VPC. Okay, but some applications are there which are not inside the VPC, like your DynamoDB. Okay, so that will take later, but you need to understand whatever we are going to develop now, create now EC2, it all will be inside the default VPC which Amazon has provided us. But when we create a real-time application, we must create our own VPC. We should not use the default VPC. Okay. Now the second thing that you can understand is the VPN, virtual private network. Okay, so for this VPC, if you want to connect to your on-premises, okay, like your office, you need to set up a VPN, virtual private network. It's a network which is connecting your on-premises to this virtual private cloud. Okay. See, so what happened is, now I will create a VPC also, but I will be able to connect to VPC without VPN. Okay, but now the question is, then why we need a VPN? It's clear for everyone, right? I'm going very slow.
Yeah.
Deepak, Abhishek, all clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, so this VPN, what happened is, this virtual private network is the network through which we connect to this virtual cloud. So what happened is, when we create a VPC, there is a internet gateway that we need to create. Here, internet gateway will be there. Okay, and that internet gateway will be publicly accessible. So even if you don't have VPN, through this internet gateway, you can access your EC2 which is inside this VPC. Got it? Now, when you set up a VPN, you can access the private IP which is inside the VPC, which is not just the gateway. You can access your private network IPs also, which was not possible without a VPN. The way you are accessing your on-premises IPs, in the same way you will be able to access this private IP from here also. Is clear or not? Not clear? Okay, we'll see that when we'll create the VPN. Okay, what I'm trying to tell, if you have a VPN, from this virtual private cloud, you can access private IP also. Private IP means those IPs which are not allowed to be accessible from the outside of VPC. Okay.
So just like internet, right?
See, this is, you are outside, you are in your office, this is in your AWS. Okay, Here you have some private IP address of, let's say, of EC2 instance. You can access it from your on premises if you have VPN setup. If you don't have setup, you can only interact to your gateway, and through gateway only you can communicate. Okay, so we will see VPN. Just make a note of it if you don't understand now. When we will do a demo, we will see VPN and virtual private with a demo. Okay, but now you just understand whatever we are creating, that is inside the VPN, VPC. Now just forget about this VPN and other thing. Just
whatever the picture that EC2 everything we created, it will be inside this private cloud.
Yes,
that
right.
Whole okay, and by VPN only we can access that office from
from your
anywhere,
on premises,
right?
you can access to your resources from here. Okay.
Okay.
Now one more thing I want to tell. See, we understood this is EC2. Now you can make a note. This is a EC2 instance, right? So there can be two possibilities. EC2 instance, we can start, we can stop, right? When we start and stop the EC2 instance, it's possible that the underlying host will get changed. So the IP will be changed. Got it?
Okay, maybe once we will release that, it will be used by somebody else or something. It will start again with some different IP or something kind of.
No. What I'm saying, we will not release the IP. What I'm saying, it's a rule of EC2 that when you are starting and stopping the instance, the underlying hardware host may get changed or may not get changed. If it's getting changed, your IP of this host will get changed. So when we create a demo now, you will see every time we create a new EC2 instance or stop or start the same EC2 instance, the public IP of this instance will get changed. Clear for everyone?
Yeah.
So this is called dedicated instance type. When you are starting and stopping and the underlying hardware is host is getting changed, but in some cases you have an option to have an instance where you want to own the whole host, the complete host. Okay, so that is called dedicated host. There are two terms. One is dedicated instance, that I explained now, that your instance is you can start and stop, but the underlying host can change. But the second case is dedicated host, means this whole machine is yours. Okay, whenever you will start and stop, the instance will remain on the same physical host. That is called dedicated host.
Okay.
Okay. Clear? Clear for everyone what is dedicated host and dedicated instance? Why I'm explaining? We are going to see that. Okay, and this is called tenancy model. Tenancy model, dedicated host, dedicated instance, and there is one more type, that is called tenancy model. There are three tenancy model. It can be dedicated host, dedicated instance, or one more is there. I forgot the name. Okay, we'll check that. So this is clear now. Now let me go to the demo, because a lot of theory, but these are all needed for our example. Okay, now I'm going, and I went
So
to
we can have the sharing instance also, right?
that is the third one, sharing instances.
Okay. But it will be sharing, but there the internal everything will be, it will be not like merged with each other. It will be sharing, but it will manage in that way. One instant, one whatever is occupying this, one will not knowing what other is using, that kind of security. Okay.
Wait. One thing I forgot to tell you. Okay, thanks, Monica, for reminding. See, what happened is, in the dedicated instance, when you are creating this instance, right? Let's say that you are having an account, okay, and your account name is AWS Deepak. Deepak has created a AWS Deepak account. So for that account, all the instances which you are going to create, Unix, Linux, Windows, if you have a dedicated instance, okay, all the instance will get created only on the same physical host. Clear?
Okay.
If you are using a tenancy model where you are using dedicated instance, so any instance will be created from that particular account will go to the same physical host. Clear for everyone?
Come again.
See, first thing is tenancy model I am talking about. So there are three type. Okay, I am talking about the second one, that is called dedicated instance. So what happened in dedicated instance is, let's say I am having an account. Okay, my account name is, let's say, Roshan AWS. Okay, and I created these three instances. Okay, so it is sure that all these three instances will get created on the same physical host if I am using a dedicated instance tenancy model. Okay.
Okay.
Clear?
So what about dedicated host?
So, but here what is the difference? Let's say I stopped and start my instance. So all my instances can go and get created to a new host. See, in dedicated instance, I stopped and started all the instances. Okay. So all will be moved, all may get moved to a new physical machine, but all will remain on the same. मतलब सिंपल सेंटेंस जहाँ रहेंगे साथ रहेंगे, सिंपल सेंटेंस.
Okay. और नया जो like if we create a new, it will make sure it is on the same host. But if you restart any of those, it is a chance that it may change the host.
Like
okay.
Like let's say three friends are staying in a room, so if one will change, all will change, just like that. Okay, but all will remain together. This is called dedicated instance. Okay, clear for everyone?
Yeah.
In dedicated host, what will happen is, your host is yours, and whatever you are creating every time, that will be on the same host, it will not change.
So even if you restart, delete, create new one, everything will be on that host.
And one thing to note down, that changing of IP and changing of host is possible only at the time of start stop, but not at the time of reboot, because reboot means the complete host reboot. At that time this will not change. Okay, clear? Reboot you understood, right? Reboot means starting the complete host.
Didi?
Clear for everyone? Dedicated host, dedicated instance. And now there is a third option called shared instance. So shared instance, what happened? Let's say I created one account, and then Deepak has another account, Deepak AWS, and I created this Unix machine, and he created this Linux machine. So we are sharing the same physical host. That is possible when we use a shared tenancy model. Got it? So what is shared tenancy model? Clear? Share? Not clear? Let me know, because it's really a difficult thing to understand, and really it took time for me also to understand. Okay, so if you're not able to understand, let me know, I will explain it again. Shared instance is clear for everyone?
If I create only one instance, then this all will not come into picture.
If you are creating only one instance, the thing will be, next time when you are creating, it will move to a different instance, but the shared thing will, see, even if you create one instance, right, all things will be in picture, because the host may change when you restart your machine. Okay, someone else can go and take your same host and create an account. Okay, so it will be there. It's not like that for multiple instances only for the same one instance also this is possible.
But it is not going to affect anything, right?
No, let's say you created only Unix machine, okay? And next time when you are restarting, it went to a different host. Possible,
Okay.
right? And it's also possible that if you take a dedicated host, you started but it is remaining on the same host. And
Okay.
and at the same time, it's also possible that you created only one instance, but I came and created two other instances, and I am also using the same host. I am sharing the physical host with you. This physical host I am sharing with you. You are also using this. I am also using it. So this is called shared instance. Okay.
Okay.
So this tenancy model is clear. So anyone who can help me to understand what is a tenancy model? Clear for
And
anyone?
two type, right? Dedicated instance and dedicated host.
Three type, and the third one is a shared instance, which is a default one. Default one is a shared host, shared instance, or shared host, whatever. We'll see that. Okay.
So we need to select somewhere this tenancy model.
I will show you in the demo, and we should go with default one, because if you use dedicated host means you want to completely use the complete host, so the cost will be more. If you use dedicated instance, it will be lesser than that, and if you are using shared, it will be lesser than that. Just like you are sharing the room with someone, you own you want to own a room, you want to own a complete home, so rent will be increasing, right?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, understood.
And one more thing that you need to make a note is this is a EC2 instance and we have a EBS attached to it. So EC2 instance can have multiple EBS attached, like EBS 1, EBS 2, EBS 3. Okay? Clear? This is clear, right? One EC2 instance can have multiple EBS storage.
Yeah.
Let's say that in your laptop you are putting multiple external drive, just like that. Okay, but one EBS can be attached to only one EC2 at a time. It's not like that this EBS you are attaching here and someone other EC2 are getting attached to this, both are writing on the same EBS. That is not possible. Okay. Second thing is that is possible with EFS, that if you are using a EFS storage, the same EFS can be shared with multiple EC2. Just make a note, because these are the questions which can come. Okay, now we are moving to demo. It's all 1 hour, so hope all these things are clear. Deepak, for you it's clear, everything?
Yes, sir.
Okay, for everyone I think it should be clear. Now we are moving and creating the instances. So see here, you can see a VPC supported platform. Default VPC you can see, right? The one which we were talking. You can see on my screen, right?
Virtual private cloud. Okay.
So default one which you can see here. So what I'm telling, everything which we are going to create will be created inside this. Okay. So I'm going to the ECD dashboard, and the instance is not running. I'm creating on launch instance. Okay, launch instance. So I will go with the default one. I am giving EC2 instance 1. Okay, and after doing that, application OS image, Amazon machine image, means what is this AMI? This is called AMI, Amazon machine image. This is an image which is holding a particular software and operating system. Okay, so these are the AMI. So out of this we need to choose one. Okay, so AMI is an image of operating system, or maybe some other software included with that. Okay, so we'll go with the free tier AMI, and you can see here Amazon Linux 2 AMI is a free tier eligible. Okay, so it's a free tier eligible, so we'll go with this
If
one.
we select Windows?
Sorry?
If we select Windows, okay, it's chargeable?
No, there should be a free tier for that also.
Okay.
There are chances. We need to make sure like we are using the free tier. For Windows,
What is this AMI? ये क्या है? बताइए AMI.
Devendra, can you explain her what is AMI?
Machine which will have a OS.
Sorry, come again.
It, machine image kind of it's like a operating system, I would say, by Amazon.
That's true.
Okay.
It is a image of operating system or plus some softwares, but software is optional. Most of the case it will be operating system only. Okay, and this AMI you can create your own also.
We can create our own instance. मतलब यही सारे ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम जो भी लिस्टेड आउट है उसी को यूज करना पड़ेगा ना?
No, you can create your own AMI also with customized features, customized OS.
Customized OS, okay.
Okay, so we are using this free tier one. Okay, and you can see what are the configurations we have for this free tier, and then instance type. Okay, instance type we are choosing T2 micro. See, T here is the family. Okay, family means you belong to what type of operating system. So T is a family, 2 is the version, like which version of that T family. Okay, and you can see 1 vCPU means you understood here what I was explaining there, right? And 1 GB of memory. RAM, this is a RAM memory. Okay, and the type of instance is on demand. Okay, the type of instance is on demand. We'll see that what is on demand, what is reserved instances after this.
And what is the default operating system for that? You have to select here.
No, we selected now already here. See, Amazon Linux.
Amazon Linux. Okay.
So till here it's all clear for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, so then they're asking to create a key pair. Okay, so this key pair is needed when you want to connect to your EC2 instance with a remote login. Means you are creating EC2 and they are logging to your machine with remotely. Then you need to create this key pair, and that remote login can be done in EC2 using SSH Secure Shell. What is the full form? SSH Secure Shell. 1 minute. SSH. Secure Shell Protocol. Acha. So using this we can connect to the your machine remotely. Okay, so we will see two type of demo. Okay, so if you just want to, you are able to understand, right, what I am talking about?
Yeah.
Fine. So now I will not create this. SSH we will do after the first demo. Okay, so first what I am going to show you, I will just connect using HTTPS from the browser and I will show you. Okay, so see, here is an option to create security group. So see what I want to create in security group. I don't want SSH traffic. Okay, so I am removing it. I don't have the SSH demo now. I will allow HTTP or HTTPS. Okay, so this is the security group, the firewall which I was showing in the diagram. Clear for everyone? Okay. And here, sorry,
allow HTTPS traffic from internet, so it's like open.
See, you can see here 0000, right?
Allow all IP addresses. Okay.
00 means it will allow all the IP address. Later we can customize it. I will show you how to customize. Okay, now configure storage. The root
infrastructure as a service, right?
Sorry,
this model is like infrastructure as a service, right?
EC2 is providing an infrastructure as a service, and on the top of that we are creating an operating system.
Okay.
So see here, this is a hard disk, the EBS which we were discussing. Do you remember the diagram EBS? In a diagram.
Yeah.
So Deepak, you remember I was showing EBS?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so this is EBS. So how much memory it is taking? 8 GB only. Okay, and where it will be allocated? The root volume. Root volume means the volume, the root path where your operating system is installed. Let's say for Windows it's like C user something like that. So that you call as a root volume. For Mac, user my name, that volume is called root volume. So this 8 GB is getting attached to that root volume, okay, where you have the operating system. Okay, you can add a new volume also, but for now we'll go with the default volume. Okay, clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
So now you can see one thing here, configure storage advanced detail. See, request spot instances and all these things, we'll see that later. What is spot instances, what is in demand instances. One thing I want to show you is the user data. Okay, so what happen is, whatever you want to run on the starting of the operating system, any script that you want to run on the starting of the operating system, you can paste it here. Like let's say when you are installing when you are creating a EC2 instance, you want Tomcat server or IS server or HTTPD server to be installed on your machine. Then you can write that script here, and while installing the starting the operating system, that software will get installed. Okay, so that is called user data. So how many number of instances going to get created? 1. Okay, T2 macro, new security group, we have created new security group, and volume of 8 GB attached. Now I'm launching it. Okay, what is telling? Create a pair, proceed without a pair. Okay, I'm not creating this key pair because I don't want to use SSH. Okay, but the best practice is create a new pair. I want to divide the demo and I will show one by one. That's why I'm not creating. Okay,
And the tenancy model, where to select?
Tenancy model, it should be here somewhere. I will show you. Good question. Tenancy model will be here. Capacity EBS.
It went, I think, below.
Sorry. Okay, where is that?
Tenancy.
Tenancy. You can see shared, run as shared hardware instances. Okay, dedicated host, right? So by default is the shared one, or we'll go with the, will not select, we'll go with the default one. Okay, just because I want to avoid extra charges. Okay,
Yeah.
so I will go with the default one. Okay, so where we are selecting this tenancy, we are selecting in the advanced detail. Okay, I'm launching this instance. Okay, I'm going without key pair, and I'm launching it. But one thing I want to do is I want to install some software so that we can see that we are able to connect to it. Okay, so what I will do, on the user data I will paste a script. I have a script, I'll paste it on the user data. Desktop.
Key pair was required for what? That time you were telling me.
Key pair is required for SSH, for remote login to your machine.
Yeah.
I will explain that. That's why I'm dividing it to multiple demos. So see what I'm doing here. This is a default line for every SSH script. If you will not put it, maybe it will run a single script and then single script, not all as a single script, right? So this is a default line we should have in your SSH file, script file, and these two are optional. And then what I'm doing, I'm doing some update and then installing HTTPD server. HTTPD server is a web server just like Tomcat and IIS, where you can install a file and you can access it using port number 80 or something like that. Okay, so I'm installing it and then I'm starting it and then I'm enabling the HTTPD, and then this will show a message that okay, it's working. Okay, so when we'll access our EC2 on the browser, we should see this message. Now I'm launching it, proceeding without a key pair. Launch. Okay, it will take 1 or 2 minutes, 1 minute to launch. It's showing success, but still to come up it will take 1 minute at least. So till now, anyone having any questions, anything which you want to ask, you can ask, because I'm trying my best to make it simple and make it very clear.
मैंने ये EC2 एक बार क्रिएट किया था, लेकिन उस वक्त मेरे को समझ में नहीं आया था मैं कर क्या रही।
अभी समझ में आ गया ना?
हाँ हाँ हाँ।
That script language which we written, how we will come to know what need to be written?
This is your requirement, right? When you want operating system, what you want in that to be at the startup time, at the type of launching your operating system, what you want depends on that. Okay, maybe it's not mandatory, you can skip it also. Next demo I will show where we will not do that. Okay, but if you need, you can do it.
It's available in Google, we can copy paste.
Google you can copy paste. SSH sample script to run on EC2. So you will get it many. Run commands on Linux instance at launch. So you can Google and get it. User data and shell script. See, same thing is there, right? HTTPD, whatever we did, right?
Yeah.
So you can do it. I have chosen the simple one. It's like the minimum thing that we can do. Okay, so this is fine. Now our launch EC2 instance should be ready, and it is not showing ready. It's running, not ready. Okay. So one instance is running. Okay, and see, you can see one volume is also attached to it, like the EBS which we attached, and 2 security group. One was the default one and the one which we created now. Now I'm going to this instance. You can see I have to select this, then it will show the detail of this instance. So whatever we have discussed, you can see here. You can see a public IP address, right? You can see a private IP address. Private IP address will be used to connect to this instance inside the VPC, because it is inside a VPC. So inside VPC, anything if you want to connect, you will connect with this. Okay, outside in the public, you can connect with this. Okay, and it is IPv4 address. Okay, so you should know that all the IP address that we are using right now, it's most of the IP address are IPv4, because any IP address of this format is a IPv4 address. IPv6 will use only for like the scenario is this what we call that IoT. Okay, and IPv6 address will not look like this. It will be having multiple strings with, let's say, this much length. Okay, I will show you demo of IPv6 sample address. See, IPv6 will look like this. Okay, so all the applications which we are using right now, it's all in IPv4. Okay, clear for everyone what is IPv4 and IPv6?
Yeah.
Okay, so these all terms are clear. IPv4 DNS name is a domain name service. Okay, like for this IP there is a name map to it. For this IP there is a name map to it. Okay, because I told you somewhere is possible that this IP will change. I will show you. I will start and start, right? Stop and start. This IP will get changed, but the DNS name will remain same. So the client should be able to access it anytime with this DNS name. And this DNS name also you can edit and change, but now we'll not do that, but we can do it. Okay, so all these things are clear. Whatever is visible, see VPC, the default VPC which is showing. Subnet, I will show you I will tell you what is subnet. There are 2 type of subnet. One is a private, second one is a public, and this subnet is inside a VPC. Okay, inside a VPC there are a set of IPs, and those IPs are called subnet. We'll see this in detail, don't worry for it. Okay, you can see there right now no role attached to this EC2 instance. Okay, right now no role attached with EC2 instance. Fine, now I'm going to show you the security group which we created. Okay, see here. So in our security group, what is the inbound rule? Inbound rule means for incoming traffic, what is the rule? Any traffic anywhere can come inside at port number 80 and port number 443. Okay, clear? What is the security group we have added? What our firewall is doing? Our firewall is telling any IP address can hit our port 80 and port 443. Correct, right? So this is inbound rule. What is our outbound rule? 1 minute, let me go down. So our outbound rule is anything can go out, all protocol can go out, but we can customize it to limit it. Correct? So this is a security group and this is a firewall. Right now no IAM role attached to this EC2 instance. We will attach it and we will see that in a demo. So for now all the things are clear. Details, security, networking, what is that? Already we discussed it. Okay, storage, root device detail. See, this is the root path. Dev, I told you, right? In the root it will be attached. So it is attached in the root, and you can see 8 size attached and not encrypted. We will see how to encrypt it later. So all these details are clear for you, correct? And see, there are two things, two word status check. You can see there are status check, and in the status check there are two things that you need to understand. First one is system status check, which is initializing, means still it's trying to initialize the system status check. Maybe in a minute it will get initialized. Second one is instance status check. Okay, so again we'll come back to the diagram and you will see anything, these three layers are called system status check, means checking the status of the whole host is called system status check. Okay, and checking the status of this particular EC2 instance which we created is called instance status check. Clear?
Yes.
Fine. So this status check you can like customize also. We'll see how to do that. Now the next one is the monitoring. We'll go to the monitoring and you can see CPU utilization, other things, and in the monitoring section you can also configure this, what we call that, there is one service that we can configure, that is called CloudWatch or something. Okay, we'll see that later. We can configure in the monitoring part, we can configure that also, like if the institute instance is down or something, it can send email like that. And tags, you can add a tag like environment wise. Okay, so all these sections is completely clear. This is also clear. Instance ID, running, T2 migrate. Now this availability zone we know, right?
In one region we can have multiple data center.
And
Right.
availability zone is either a single data center or a group of data center or a cluster of data center. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Elastic IP we will see. Okay, everything I'm not explaining at the same time. Elastic IP we will see, launch time, this. So now what next we are going to do is we are going to access our website. Okay, so it is showing not working. Okay, let me see what is the reason. Not secure. It's accessing with HTTP and our service is deployed on HTTP. So this, thanks, it's working. Okay, this is the IP, EC2 internal. Okay, so even if you try to access it with your machine with HTTP protocol, it will show you. Okay, uh, you can access it in your mobile also. Let's see if I'm able to access. Clear all the concept diagrammatically, conceptually, everything is clear, right?
Yes.
Deepak, for you it's clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then tell me what is a security group?
Security group is the layer of all the whenever it's just like a firewall, right?
Yeah.
Whatever data is going to, so it provides the security of all. So it's just like a firewall.
Okay, so it's a firewall only, so that's right. So today, actually, in the short time, we covered a lot of topics. Now we are just going to see the demo. Two more demo I have, so I will not take more than 20 minutes, and after that you can be free. And then tomorrow we will see the VPC and other things. Okay. So now what
So
next?
one thing, Roshan, there this EC2 is in running status. मतलब आपको pay करना पड़ेगा.
No, no, right now I will not pay because first year is a free, free. I am on free tier, right, for first year.
Okay.
So, but it does not mean that you can keep it open and leave it, because the free tier has a limit of 750 hours.
750 hours. Okay.
Okay, if you cross it, you will start paying in the free time also. So what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to show a demo. You all remember the IP address. Okay, so you are all
Okay.
able to access that.
हाँ. For 80 port and
Ha. So what I'm telling is, see, now what I'm going to do is, see, you remember the IP address. The public IP is 54889411. Okay, what I will do, I will stop the instance. Okay, and we'll see what is happening when we'll start it. What will happen? Okay, so just give few minutes, not few minutes, at least 1 minute. It is stopping. So okay, so now if I am refreshing it, okay, what happened? It's not showing anything. Okay, I've just stopped it. It should show that it's there and it's in stopped state. See, the instance running is 0, instance is 1. Okay, so it's showing here. Sometimes it's some issues. Okay, so you can see it is stopped, right? So right now you will not see any details. Okay, but I will select it, and then it will show the details. So you can see the public IP which was attached got released. Right now no IP attached, but the private IP is still there. Okay, public IP got released, correct? Now I will start it. And once it got started, see, you can see a different public IP, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so now due to that, what happened is there are two solutions for it, because if you think, okay, every time my IP is getting changed, and it is possible when you will move from one host to another host, the IP will get changed. And this is not only for AWS, even if you're in your company, if you'll go and work with your infrastructure team, they are also doing the same. They are not giving you a complete Unix host, they are also doing the virtualization. Whatever your database is installed, wherever your Tomcat installed, all are virtual server. Okay, and in some time they change the IP address, they move the instance from one to another. Okay, so whatever is happening in our organization already, AWS is providing us ready-made. So it's not a new concept, it's already there. Okay, it's not like that AWS is providing something which was not there. It's providing the same, but it's providing it ready-made for us. Okay. So now there are two solutions for it. That the first solution is called elastic IP. Okay. So what is elastic IP? Elastic IP is IP which can be attached to your instance, and in that case, when you will start and stop the server, the public IP will not change. If you attach elastic IP to your machine, okay, and let's say you gave a IP address this one, and that is elastic IP. So even if you start and stop now, that will not change. Got it? What is elastic IP is clear for everyone?
Yeah.
Deepak, clear what is elastic IP?
Yes, yes, yeah. IP address not got change.
If you attach elastic IP to your EC2, that IP will not change even if you start or stop. Okay, but there is a limit for the elastic IP. I think the limit is 5 elastic IP only can be used for one account or one VPC. I don't remember, but you can check. It's not like that you can use multiple unlimited elastic IP. There are limit. So going with elastic IP is not a real-time solution. The real-time solution is you go with a DNS name that is called route 53. Okay, go with a DNS name. Like instead of attaching elastic IP, you attach a DNS name to it, so that even the IP is changing, the host name will remain same, and that is called DNS service. And in AWS, for DNS name assignment, there is a service called route 53 that we will see later. Okay, so it's clear till now?
Your dedicated host.
Sorry,
Right?
sorry.
Like if you want to keep in real time IP same, we can choose for dedicated host tenant model.
We can choose that, but still we use DNS service. But that will be very costly, right? Just to keep the IP same, you're using dedicated host. It will be very costly.
Yeah.
Okay. So to keep the IP, you don't need to keep the IP same. Even if it's changing, it's okay. But the host name, the DNS name should remain same. So that's why we use Route 53 service.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. The solution is this one. Because when to choose a dedicated host, that is a different scenario. We'll see all those in details with a huge case. When to choose what. Okay. For now, you understood elastic IP and this. And the second thing is, if I'm rebooting the instance, there will be no change actually. You can see a demo on your machine. So that is the first thing. Second thing, now we are going to show very quickly SSH, how to remote log into your machine. Okay, how to remote log into the EC2. So for that, what I will do, this machine I can create a, let me check, security.
Can we edit this machine?
Sorry.
Like, can we edit this? Like, now you want to add that key value pair, right? Can you edit?
I'm checking that. I'm checking. I can edit. There should be one edit option here. Security. Modify IAM role. Okay, modifying IAM role is possible. Okay, right now no IAM role attached. I can attach a IAM role to it. Okay, but instance setting, auto to scale group, changing permission, stop production, auto recovery behavior, edit user data. Okay, that user data that we put, right, that also we can edit. Okay, so the only thing which I am searching is creating a key pair role and attaching it to it. So modify, change security group, image and template, instance setting. There should be an option to do that, but I don't know where is that. Few details, monitor and troubleshooting, manage, get system log. Okay, what we are searching is key pair thing. Okay, we'll check that. Okay, if you find it in Google or somewhere, just let me know. Okay, key pair is here. Okay, let me create it and see if we are able to attach it. Okay, So by default we'll go with the default configuration. And just one thing that you need to remember, if you are on Mac system or you are on Linux system, Unix system, you have to create this PAM file. Okay, but if you are on Windows and you are using PuTTY, then you create this ppk file. Okay, so I will create the PAM file. I am on Mac. Okay, so I'm giving the name is EC2 key pair. Okay, and I'm not giving any tag, I'm just creating the key pair. So my key pair got created and it's got downloaded. Now what I want to do is I want to attach it to instance. Import key pair, manage tags. Okay, let me create on this name in no, this is just for importing. So what I will do, I will go to this EC2 instance and I will see if I can attach that, because the key pair we already created, right? So no option here.
Check in networking.
Okay, if someone is free, please try on Google also how to edit. How to add a key pair here by editing the EC2 instance. I don't see right any option. There should be option. Actually, I have done it once, I think, but now I'm not able to find it. Okay, let me go in the connect section. Okay, so EC2 instance connect SSH. Okay, let me try this. So what I'm going to do, anyway it is not going to work. The reason is in the security thing we have not added a SSH firewall rule, correct? So key pair is going to see, I understood now. See, key pair we can use from our local machine. Okay, but it should be attached somewhere, right? Here, connect to instance using public DNS example EC2 user.
On internet, they are saying you can't do it like on an existing EC2. Only by launching a new you can add.
Okay, so what we will do now, we'll do it quickly because we have less time. Okay, it's already 1.5 hours. So quickly what I'm going to do, first thing is I will modify the security group and I will add a rule for to allow SSH traffic also to the same instance. Okay, so I'm going to security group, and the one which we created today is to permission entry. Which one we created? This one. Okay, so in the inbound rules I am going to add edit and then add rule, and then I will add SSH. Okay, and I will make it 00, anywhere anyone can access, and then I will save rule. Okay, so SSH port we enabled. So this is a way like how we edit a security rule, security group, to allow a new traffic. Okay, so initially the traffic was from the internet browser HTTP. Now we are going to access it remotely. That's why we are trying to use it. Okay, but now since the security rule is not attached, right, the key pair, I think we won't be able to connect, but let's see. Let me try. So instance will connect on connect, and for Mac default our SSH client are installed on the Mac, so we don't need to install it. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to go run this command if necessary to ensure your key is not a publicly viewable. Okay, locate the private key and then use instead of id RSA. Okay, so what I need to do is I have this here, so in finders, so I'm copying this, I am copying it, I am keeping it in AWS folder. Okay, and then I am opening a new terminal here, new terminal at this folder. Then I am going back, I see this command here, I copy, see the first step is done, open SSH, because Mac by default SSH client is there, I don't need to install it. Locate your private key file, I located it, I put it inside the AWS. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy it and I'll go to the terminal and I'll paste it, I'll remove this id RSA and I will type EC2 key pair dot pim. Okay, fine, and that is second step. So why we did it, it is saying necessary to ensure the key is not publicly viewable, publicly it should not be visible, that's why. And to connect to an instance using its public DNS, use this SSH. Okay, so now we need to use this command to connect to our EC2 instance. Okay, so again I'll go here, I'll paste it here, and our instance is same. Yes.
No, that RSA unit.
Huh?
What is that ID RSA? ID underscore RSA.
Okay, where is that?
SSH hyphen I, then ID underscore
We
RSA.
need to modify it. Okay. EC2 key pair dot pin. What it is showing, permission denied. Okay, since we have not attached it on the starting of the server, so it is showing permission denied. Okay, so what I will do quickly now, I'll create a new instance and I follow the same steps and we will be able to connect. Okay, because these demos I have done already, so let me go and create a new instance. We will do some analysis there also, but we will be able to connect, but now we are not able to connect, so we'll create a new instance quickly. Launch instance, EC2 instance 2. Okay, and then I'll go with everything as a default one, and here what I will do, I will create a key pair EC2 instance 2 key. Okay, I will not keep the long name, instance 2, let it be like this, create key pair. Okay, I will show in finder, I'll copy it and I'll go to document AWS, then I'll paste it here, and then again got created. Everything will keep as default. This time we are not using any user data. Okay, because that demo we have completed. I will launch the instance. Oh, security group I added or not? Okay, let me see. Security group by default it will be a SSH option there. Okay, so this second instance is clear, right? How I created. See, EC2 instance 2 we created, and now we'll go here and click on connect, and what I will do, see it is showing the file name here, I copied it. After copying, I will first clear this and I'll paste this after pasting it, that is the first command, and then for connecting I will copy this one. Okay, so you can see it's connected, EC2 Amazon Linux to AMI, right? You can see, right?
Yeah.
So this is a way to connect to so it means like right now what happened, see, first demo we saw that we are hitting the EC2 instance from the browser. It means that you are not actually logging into the machine, you are just hitting a service from the browser. So that's why that demo was using HTTP protocol. Okay, now you are logging into the machine, that's why this demo is using SSH. So if you want to do a remote logging, you should have a SSH client installed, and with the help of SSH and key pair we can log in. So see, now if I will type who I am, correct, what is wrong in that? So EC2 user, you can see here, okay, you can see here that what it is showing, EC2 user IP address 72.31.196. It is showing the IP address of the machine, not of this my machine.
Hmm. Hmm. So, Roshan, just quick question. So, thought remotely means we will have that remote login kind of like a browser.
We
with
need a
this.
SSH. In the same way, we can connect to Windows machine also. You can try it. Otherwise, I can show the demo how to connect to the remote machine. Windows.
Okay, I try that. So we can like connect to that remote login and explore the things in that machine also, right?
You can connect to a remote Windows machine and you can work like you are working in your own machine, Windows machine.
Understood. Okay.
So that is also possible. So this demo is clear how to use a SSH.
Yeah.
And what is the use of SSH? Because some people will get confused, SSH, HTTPS, what we are doing. So now it should be clear, right?
Yeah.
So if you
I
see,
missed, but this key, private key you downloaded while creating an instance, right?
I downloaded.
Okay.
So now we are able to connect, and 1 minute. So you all are getting late, right? You have to drop 1 minute. I won't take much time. So we can continue for another 5 minutes or 10 minutes, or you have some work.
Okay, 5 minutes, no problem.
Okay. So you can see here for this instance, this is the IP, right? 172.31.91 and 76, 176. And you can see the same IP here, right? Like it means that you have remotely logged into that machine. And if I will type something like ls, so there is nothing in that machine, pwd. So it is showing home EC2 user, correct? So in the same way for Windows also you can try, and for Windows you can try, and you can add a security rule of RDP, remote desktop protocol, and then you will be able to connect. I have done that demo also. You try on your own. If not, then we will discuss that. So that is one thing. One more thing I want to show today in another 5 minutes. Okay, that will be very quick. Okay, I won't take more than 5 minutes. So now if I want to run a S3 command, okay, AWS S3 ls, what it is showing, unable to locate credentials. You can configure credentials by running AWS. Okay, so it's not working overall, correct? You can see sorry, AWS IAM I want to do, AWS IAM ls. Okay, so it's overall not showing any result, it's just showing the help command. Okay, so what I want to do is here if you go and for this instance in the security group you can modify IAM role. Okay, so choose a IAM role. So I have created a user EC2 user role, okay, which can access EC2 instance. I will attach it, update IAM role. Okay, so after that, for just for demo, we can search a command for let me check what is the command for IAM. Let me Google it. AWS IAM list command. List user. It should be AWS 1 minute. So what I'm trying to show you that after adding the role, now you will be able to run the command from there. Okay. See, you are able to run, right? It's showing the user. Correct? Because what happened is we added a role to that EC2 instance that it can read from IAM. So that's why it's able to read from IAM and it's showing you the data. Got it? But if we are not adding that role, it will not work. Okay, there is an alternative way to make it work, but this is the correct way. You should attach a role to that instance if you want to use any services. That's all for today. We have covered a lot of things.